JT Smith for the TFON podcast here for season 3, episode 5. And I got my main man, Dan Sellers, in the building. Dan, how you doing today?
Hey, man, I'm doing well, man. Pretty good for, middle of the week.
Cool,
Short
man. I
week.
appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your day or evening so we can chop it up about the Bearcats.
I always look forward to it, man, every week.
Cool, man. Well, the Bearcats had a tough one. We're going to jump into it. They had a tough one. Went to Arkansas, shot themselves in the foot, lost 31-24. Is probably one of the toughest, the hardest first games they've ever had, honestly. But at the same time, what's your takeaways, man? Because me personally, with them shooting themselves in the foot so many times, it's like it was a game they kind of, to be honest, they gave away.
They absolutely gave that game away. Arkansas should feel lucky that they won that game because it's ridiculous, honestly. Not even the missed throws. The missed throws were pretty ridiculous in itself, but first game jitters, new starter.
Yeah.
And I can almost forgive that. I mean, I don't, but I can almost forgive it. But the penalties, you got the ball on the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
And, you behave like you've never played an SEC team. Now, you played two of the best SEC teams in the history of college football back-to-back years. And, you hung in there with them. And you come up against Arkansas, not to slight them, but they're no Georgia or Alabama.
True.
At this point, even though they're a good ball team. And you just make mistakes over and over again that honestly was bad coaching. Bad preparation. And it reminds me of the fickle teams from 2 to 3 years ago where they led the nation in penalties. And, it's I don't know what they have to do in practice or what they have to change, but that sort of lack of discipline is going to haunt them in the behind, especially, as it relates to, playing interleague ball, because there's some good teams in the American that are headhunting right now.
For sure. And he actually, addressed it on Tuesday, just saying like, hey, we had to humble ourselves, even us as coaches. We just had a lot of plays that we left on the field. He really didn't even address the throws. He was saying like, the penalties, just like you said, the penalties killed them. Just like you get on a 3-yard line, you go from first and goal at the 3-yard line to second and goal at the 20 almost. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like only running one play. A couple other penalties. The one hold was a little iffy, but still, once it was called, it's called. The one when McClellan got the screen pass and went probably about 40, 45 yards.
Right.
That one was a little iffy, but, it is what it is. They just had too many penalties and shot themselves in the foot too much against a team too good to do that. But at the same time, I feel like the Bearcats were the better team, and that's not even a slight at Arkansas. I think Arkansas is a heck of a team, possibly can win double-digit, games this year if everybody stays healthy and everything goes right. So
yeah,
it sucks. Like we're spoiled as a program, which is good to be at this point. But at the same time, it sucks when you let one go that you're a couple plays away, or if you just clean up this penalty here or there, you get it, So
right.
With that, having so many new players, how did you feel like the defense performed? Because I know that's your side of the ball. I mean, both sides, but defense is where I would love to ask your expertise. So what did you see that you like and didn't like?
I have a few areas of concern. I think the defensive backs are going to be solid all the way across. I mean, they're not going to be, Kobe and Sauce by any means, but I think they're solid. I think, they're very, very serviceable, and they'll grow into those starting positions. Defensive line, I give them a B- against the run. I just didn't see any pressure. I don't see any talented pass rushers, which concerns me. I like the kid, the new linebacker from Miami of Ohio.
Yeah.
He's very aggressive. I do not like, and I hate to say it because it's my teammate's son, I can't get with Huber at middle linebacker. He's not athletic enough. And when I look at games, and especially if I look at film, and I see a particular play, and as a middle linebacker or a pursuing linebacker, I expect you to do certain things. I saw so many times where he was so hesitant, where he had the backfield uh, uh, in terms of back gapping, what they call it, to go in and make a play, be aggressive, and he did not at all. I mean, he didn't come close. I saw he was guessing a lot, and so a lot of people don't know to look for that.
Yeah.
But when I look at film and when I look at games and I look at positions that I played, I put myself in that position. I just it's like almost automatic when I see a certain play. I expect a good linebacker to make make the adjustment, and I just didn't see that in him. I just saw that, especially with the kid who's what's the kid? It's in Seattle.
The Blanco.
The Blanco. I mean, that guy, even if he made a mistake, it was 100%. This guy is guessing. And Hubert's a big, tall kid. I can play tight end. I'm sure he's a great athlete like his dad, but I don't think his answer at that strong side linebacker. We've had such good representation over the years. Other than blitzing or gap, I don't see him really being productive there. And I hate to say that because I played with his dad. His dad's a good guy. And I know his dad very proud of him to work his way from tight end to linebacker as a starter this year. He served his time. I think he's a senior. And so in that, I think that the next guy needs to kind of step up if he doesn't start adjusting and being more aggressive and athletic enough to really be serviceable in the middle. But I saw a lot of backside gaps get opened up because he was hesitant, and he's just tippy-toeing. I mean, I hate to say it, that's what he was doing. And so that was a big thing for me. And I thought defensive end wise, they were right down the middle instead of edge rushing. Everything was power rush, and it reminded me when Tuberville was here when they were telling all the defensive ends to bull rush every. I don't even understand that. I guess he wanted to be the senator of Alabama a little sooner than he was, but so I just need to see more lean. So we're used to having so many athletes on that defensive line. I want to see a little bit more of that on third and long and passing downs. But I thought they played the run pretty well from a standpoint of the front four. And I think that had we played Arkansas in the middle of the season, it would be an easy 2-touchdown win. Yeah. You just don't overthrow. You don't have 5 overthrows in a game and stay in the game. I don't know what the kid Prather has or doesn't have, but it concerned me that they didn't at least give him an opportunity to make the same throws, because I would have to think that if the same play was called and the receiver was running down the sideline wide open. I mean, I won't even, it wasn't even like it was over the shoulder or, through, back throw. It was wide open. We call it pat and go in practice, where you just quarterback pass the ball and you just run down and catch the ball and get loose. That's what that was. And to me, you cannot have that. If you're not poised enough to make those throws in a game, SEC game especially, then I don't see how you stay in the game when you do it 5 times. I mean, at least 5 times. I saw 5. I didn't get on the call until about halfway through the first quarter. I didn't get on the game, but what I saw, it was befuddling me, because those receivers are getting wide open, and kudos to those receivers.
Yeah. Receivers definitely were pushing. Settle down, but yeah, he did miss the throws on the road. That's tough, man. You can't have that. You might can get away with it maybe at UC, but still at a team like that, it's still hard. Like, it's not a team. Not I mean, I'm not going to disrespect a Tulsa or anything, but it's not them where you just know it's supposed to be the better team. where, you know what I mean, SEC comes with that cachet, especially at a top tier. It's a top tier team in the SEC, maybe second tier, but still, you want to knock that out and handle it. So that part kind of sucked, you know what I mean, not being able to take advantage of it, man. Even without the penalties, you know, missing those plays came back to bite him in the backside.
Yeah, I mean,
so.
all those penalty yards and all the. I mean, you're gonna have penalties, you're gonna have turnovers, but you cannot have 5 overthrown balls. Not 5, and it might have been more than that. Like I said, I counted 5, or that's what I remember, and I just honestly, when you put that game in perspective, he threw for 300 yards.
Yeah,
and he'll probably get a start next week, but I really, really, really need to understand why after that you don't give this kid a chance to play. And I know he doesn't want that controversy, and he did the same thing with Ritter, and a lot of people didn't think Ritter should have got the shot when he got it, and he stayed with Ritter his first year, and we suffered. I mean, we had a pretty whack season that year, but it paid off in the long run. But in this situation, if they were head to head, you know, I would think that with Prather's legs, and I you know, that he would have an opportunity to play more than what he did. I mean, I think he played one. I saw him in one play. And this is, you know, if you got a team that you should beat pretty handily, this is the time where he should get in the game a lot earlier, because it's going to get rougher and rougher. Indiana's not going to be a pushover. You know, I think Indiana and Arkansas are about the same. So, you're going to have an opportunity to beat Indiana. But if you make mistakes, Indiana will beat you. You know, they'll come in and beat us. So we just got to find leaders on both sides of the ball, you know, and I think that's, you know, that's the most important thing. Is we got to find our defensive leaders. We got to find our defensive line, you know, guy who's gonna be that guy and to be the bell cow. And I think we're special enough in terms of talent to be a decent defensive team. So,
sure,
we'll see.
Yeah, see what happens, man. They'll get this game would be a little bit. I mean, it's gonna be a triple option. You know, they come off lick the wounds against Arkansas, and they play Kennesaw State at home opener. Be hyped, but you know, Kennesaw State runs that triple option, and it's gonna be interesting just because the triple option comes milking the clock, and then does the offense over press from after losing last week, you know, or do they understand that they gotta take advantage of every opportunity? You know, in normal games you get the ball about what, between 11 and 13 times.
Yeah.
And then and against the triple option, you probably get it 7 to 8 if you don't get off the field, right? They're gonna milk most of the clock. They keep it 8 plays. Those 8 plays are gonna probably take 4 to 5 minutes, even if they don't get anything. You know what I mean? Like they only get 15 yards. It's gonna take that much time off the clock. But then your back's against the wall. So I'm interested to see just how the defense plays in general, but I want to see how the offense plays. That's my thing, especially after losing last week. And then you got this team that's unorthodox compared to what other teams look like on an everyday basis. And then you already lost, so you're not like, you're going to be pressing a little bit because you want to, you know, play good for the home crowd. Prove that last week was just us beating ourselves more so than Arkansas beating us. And then you got a team that's going to try to take the air out the ball, literally. So what are you going to be looking for in this game, just from the person that's going to be, you know, having your watchful eyes on?
I'm going to be looking to see how we play that triple option. Number one, again, you know, I just barbecued, you know, number 2 Huber linebacker. So I'm hoping he proves me wrong. I mean, I don't, you know, I've been in that position. I don't wish him any ill will, but he just underachieved and performed this week, and I hope that, you know, he proves me wrong and shows me why he's the starter. The other kid, number 4, can't remember his name. He looked pretty good in there when he got in, and Zero, the kid from was that LaSalle or Corrine?
Corrine.
Correct. He's a monster. I mean, he's a little guy, 5'11", 220, and he's straight ahead. He's instinctive, and I really watched him. I really like the way he reacted to the football and the way he ran the field. So, triple option is all about discipline and getting to your man and doing your assignment. So we'll see if they can, if the discipline is there. I just really disappointed in the lack of discipline by the Bearcats, and it reminded me of the first couple of years with Fickle, where we led the nation. I mean, we you and I joked about the left tackle and all sides and all the holdings and all those things that cost us a chance against Georgia and year before that against Memphis and all that good stuff. But I'm really looking to see. I think the offense is going to be all right. I think they did put up 300 yards, I believe. I don't have the stats in front of me. But again,
overall 400, like 440 or something like that against them.
Right. And I think that the running back, the transfer, is going to be a good guy, a good player for us. Cincinnati kid. I just think that we need to get in the frame of mind that we dominate games, and till you change your mind frame from winning games to dominating games, it's going to be tight a lot. And teams that you play down to your level when it's that way. When you go in there knowing that you're better than them and you show off on the first series that you're the better team, things pretty much take care of itself.
True.
But what bothers me is a lack of discipline. And if you don't have a lack of discipline, that means you're not ready to play. That just means you did not come in the stadium or locker room with the frame of mind that you're going to do everything that it takes to be dominant and win. So I'm looking for, to answer your question, I'm looking for the defense to respect, but shut the triple option down, like it did a couple years ago with Navy. I'm looking for them to dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, because if your defensive tackles and defensive ends are getting upfield, there is no triple option. And then if you're running successfully on first down, you get 6 yards to carry first down, then that takes the load off the quarterback, because you're able to do play action and things like that. And I know those receivers are exciting. I mean, we got some speed. That kid from Hawaii. I mean, and then your tight ends are right up there with the top SEC tight ends. So you really have the recipe to win the rest of your games, and they really should be. They should. I'm ticked off a little bit, because they should have beat Arkansas, and I thought that they were going to wind their way into being that team again. Work their way into being that team. And like you said, I hope that this loss doesn't shake them. My expectations, as I told you all last year, or the end of last year, when we were talking about this year, that they lose 2 games. And I thought this was a possibility, so I'm not bummed out. Only reason I'm bummed out is because I watched the game and I realized they were the better team.
Yeah, that's the only reason. Cause I had them losing this game. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Beginning of the season, I was like, Arkansas's a loss. First game in a row, new people. But then you watch the game, it's like, dog, this was a donation game. I call it a donation, because it was, even though with the mistakes, if they have, he only misses 3 deep balls, they still probably win. Even with the penalties, if they have 3 less penalties, he misses 2 less deep balls or 3 less deep balls, he splits it in half, they win by 10 points or more on the road.
I mean, he got to run it down the field wide open, man.
Went on the road. He went on the road by 10 points or more. I truly believe that, watching that game, being able to analyze the game how I feel like I analyze it. I feel like they win the game by 10 points or more. And like,
easily. And yeah, when you score, they don't run the ball. They have to throw the ball to get back.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So
take them out the flow.
Right. And then, so again, we understand. We just hope that it's a young team, and they got some holes to fill, and some of them got filled, some of them didn't, and they got to make their improvements every week. Everybody wants to see Prather play like I do, but also you have to realize that what if he doesn't step up? What if he doesn't have a good game? And do you kick him to the curb forever, or So it's kind of I understand Fickle a little bit, but he would have played more had it been me. I would have, because I guess he did. I guess because we weren't getting smashed or we weren't up 2 scores. He wanted to, ride with his guy, but and I know he got a lot of questions about that. I didn't see any of the press conferences. I got to go back and look at them, but because every kind of like Twitter and Instagram that I saw, they were all talking about why Prather didn't play, and the overthrown balls, and and that's unexcusable to have 5 of them. That's just unexcusable. It's just I don't understand that, but I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. This kid probably is going to come out and have an incredible game, next 2 games, and if he gets on track with those receivers, we may not see Prather, but he may transfer to Miami or wherever else he might be, thinking about transferring to. Yeah. But we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think he at least. I mean, I'm just talking just out of assumption, but I feel like he'll be here at least all year, no matter what.
Oh yeah. No, he'll be here all year. I think he's got a good head. I know his mom, and I know of his dad. We met a couple times, but he comes from good stock, and dad was a good player, and it's in the day he's a Cincinnati kid. My son went to Wyoming, and they got a great program. And so I think that I think he'll get playing time one way or the other. I just do. Like I said, I'm only disappointed in this game because I felt we were the better team and we didn't take that win.
For sure. That's the thing that got me, because at first I was at peace with the loss before the game mentally, just like being a media person, just being like, all right, as a fan, okay, it was this game, fine. But then as it's unfolding, it's like, man, they gave that game away on the road. You know what I mean? Just on the road. So it kind of stung a little bit more because like one of those ones, like I helped coach my kids' 8th grade team, and we let one go, like had 2 fumbles and an interception, lost by 6 points. Right?
Yeah.
Against one of the better teams in the GMCs. But it's like, and I keep thinking like, man, tight end, one drive, the tight ends, we didn't adjust fast enough. The tight end tore us up down the field. After that, we adjusted, they didn't score anymore. But it was just like that, like stopping that, and then just like little stuff you see, like, dang, we would have stopped that, we would have won the game still. But that's kind of how UC's game was yesterday, not yesterday, it was Saturday. So, I don't know. I just hope they do their thing against Kennesaw State. It's going to be hard to run it up unless they're getting off the field. If they get off the field, they can run it up. Hopefully they can score 40, 50 points, make them feel good. Go play Miami of Ohio next week. Do them. I mean, they're a tougher team than they have been in the past, but hopefully they can do them dirty. And then get to Indiana at home and hopefully win that game and get them ready for the AAC. So,
yeah.
So we'll see.
No, I'm like I said, I have us losing 2 games. I don't know which 2 teams we're gonna lose to. I honestly thought we would beat Arkansas. I thought we'd stumble in the league a little bit because I knew Houston was gonna be a better team. They struggled
Yeah.
But living down here in Texas, these Texas teams, man, these mid-major guys, they call them mid-major, but like when they get a chance to play a perceived team like SMU or Houston or Baylor or somebody like that, they play the tail off. UT San Antonio, those teams like that, and so many teams in North Texas and Texas Southern, all these schools, when they get a chance to play, an American Conference team, they get excited. So, it's so it was a struggle, and but again, it's first game of the year. You're playing a tougher opponent. You're not out there playing Albany State like somebody played Auburn. I didn't even have a football team.
Yeah, teams be playing some crazy teams. Right. So at least they went out and played a good team. I like that. You know what I mean? It could have been worse.
Yeah. No, I mean this year would have been the best year to play a team like this. To play, 2 warm-up games before you got into the season, because you got a lot of unknowns. You still got a lot of question marks at quarterback. I really didn't focus in on the offensive line like I normally do. I try to watch and see what the edges look like. They gave up a few sacks. They got a couple studs. Arkansas had a couple studs that played well, but they, on the outside, the receivers just look so good, man. The tight ends didn't even really get a chance to show themselves, even though they made some plays. But I think they were so worried about those tight ends that those seams, those seam routes were wide open. And so we'll see. I mean, I trust Fickle. I just always have an issue with the discipline of the team. And I don't mean in a fighting way or anything like that. I'm talking about on-field discipline, the penalties, and we just have too many. And I don't understand. I don't know why that is. Like, consistently, it's a trademark. Last year, they were a lot better at it, but 2 years ago, they led the country in it. So, and we're probably leading the country after the first year, first week. I'm sorry.
Sure, man. Well, I appreciate you taking some time out, man. Talking some UC sports. One thing I am going to be looking at is penalties this week. So hopefully their penalties are low. That hopefully, Ben has a stronger game as far as completing the passes that are there, especially on the deep ball. But I'm really looking at penalties. Penalties are my thing. And then if we talk a little trash next week, we'll see. I might get you back on, or see somebody from maybe get you back on with somebody from Miami of Ohio as well. See if we can.
Ozzie Davis on there, man. Ozzie played there for a couple of years.
You said who?
And Ozzie was my basketball writer when I did football for the Herald. He was he does basketball and high school. I think does high school and obviously UC.
Let him know. See what he got going on.
Yeah, Ozzie, played at Miami and
all right, bet. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah. So he also got his. I think he got his law degree from Indiana. So.
Okay. Yeah. I got somebody from Indiana for sure. So I should be good. Let's do flake me, but we should be all right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, hey man, I look forward to a good season. Again, this is last year was a season that season of dreams, and I think we'll be back there soon enough. Maybe not this year, but year after.
Yeah, for sure.
And, 12-team playoffs comes.
Man, that's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, a mainstay. By that time, in my neck of the woods, in the Big 12, might be the Big 16 with some of these Pac-12 teams that going on, but.
Them Pac-12 teams about to get plucked in a second.
Yeah. But hey, man, I look forward to it, man. And we get it in. We do it hard. We tell the truth. And I look forward to a good season, the long season.
Cool,
And
cool.
I love my city since I'm repping my city, Cincinnati, down here in Dallas.
So
And
I know. I talk to you all the time off the pod. So I know you be rapping. You know we be talking. So yeah, we gonna sign off. Hey guys, this is JT Smith. Make sure you check out my man Dan. He's always on the pod all the time. If you haven't listened to it, check it out again. Make sure you guys hit up the front office news. Hit up 513 Shirts so you can get some gear, get you some TFON gear. Make sure y'all check that out. And also, if y'all gamble, y'all hit Bet US, and use TFON 125, you get a free play. It's on the site. Hit that link. Without the gamble, get you a free play. All right, and signing out.